Hey guys, so today we're getting into our new study. It's the tree study, and our first read aloud is called, the title, A Grand Old Tree. And the author who writes the words, it's Mary Newell de Palma. So this looks like a really great book. This is a great study for spring. Hopefully we'll get some nice weather so we can go out and explore all these different kinds of trees. So here we go. A grand old tree. Once there was a grand old tree. These are called, boys and girls, roots, and they're going to go under the dirt. Her roots sink deep into the earth. Her arms, these are called branches, reached high into the sky. You could do some yoga by planting your legs as the roots and using your arms as branches. She was home to so many creatures. Birds nested among her branches. Squirrels scurried through her leaves. Caterpillars and ladybugs crawled about. During this time of year, you probably see a lot of squirrels running up and down trees and birds flying out of their nests all around for spring. The grand old tree flowered in the spring. So pretty. Bore fruit like an apple tree. And sowed seeds. She had so many children. They changed the landscape for miles around, perhaps even further than the old tree knew. Wow, look at this, boys and girls. This is showing how the tree grows and starts off really small and goes through all the different seasons. There are 4 seasons in a year, so remember that. The grand old tree lived a long, long time. She basked in the sun, bathed in the rain, swayed in the breeze, and danced in the wind. She grew and she shed. Shedding means she lost her leaves. Like in the winter, you'll see a lot of bare trees and just those branches. Many millions of leaves. And last, the grand tree was very, very old. We are going to learn in this lesson how you can find out the age of a tree through its rings. Her branches no longer swayed, they no longer danced, but they cracked and snapped in the wind. Finally, the tree fell in the winter. The snow gently covered her. The old tree was no more. She no longer flowered. She no longer bore fruit. No longer sowed any seeds. What do you think is going to happen? Let's find out. But she was still home to so many creatures. If you look here, that's called the trunk, and this little raccoon burrowed himself inside and made a home. Raccoons nested in her trunk. Centipedes crawled along her branches. And lichen grew on her bark. You can also get a lot of cool things from tree barks, like maple syrup. The grand old tree slowly crumbled. But how cool is this? She became a part of the earth. Today, the roots of her grandchildren sink deep into this earth, and their arms high into the sky. So even though she fell and went into the soil, it started to build a new tree. And like we said before, these trees are homes to many different creatures. Just like the grand old tree. So today, to introduce this study, I know depending on the weather that you might be able to look out your window. If you can go outside, that's awesome. And count how many trees that you see in your yard. And we're going to be studying all different kinds of trees and different names of trees. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a great study for this time of year. And we are so excited. I hope you enjoyed this book, guys. Miss you so much. Bye, everybody.